Hello, hello.
Hi, welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel.
Happy Thursday. Are you guys ready?
I don't think they're ready. Can we just have a disclaimer? Should we?
What kind of disclaimer?
We need to have like a set resin disclaimer. We need to just letting people know this is the safe way. This is the way that we like to do it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you have to do it this way.
Right.
To each their own, right?
Yes. So you all have, I know you have seen, heard, watched videos all about people like resin being harmful, all these different things. I swore off. Honestly, we're gonna be completely 100% transparent with you guys right now. When I first started, I used resin on like 2 or 3 projects last holiday season. And when we went live with those, I'm telling y'all, people came for me. And that was really hard for me.
Yeah. Well, especially at the
beginning. At the beginning of like me being on YouTube and working with Maker's Gonna Learn. So
you're like, wow, I just started and I already did something.
Yeah, I swore off resin at that point.
Yeah.
Was like, not gonna do it again. However, after doing some research, I have, maybe jump back on, and actually what we're doing today is not really resin, but kind of gives you the resin effect.
Right, it is the same thing as resin.
One alternative that we're going to be working with is technically a resin, but it is non-toxic. It is, honestly, it's still a 2-part resin, but it's one of those things that there's not near, I will say this, the art resin that we're going to be showing you guys today, it still does have a tiny, tiny smell. Not near as bad as the amazing clear cast resin.
But it has the same smell, just not as strong.
It's like almost, you can't hardly smell it. Right. Now, the other stuff that we're going to be using doesn't have a smell at all.
Yeah, like you wouldn't know.
No smell.
If you've worked with resin, you know it's smelly. There's lots of weird resin smells.
Yes, Alicia, if you do use the proper PPE, resin is safe. I completely agree with you. We do have the respirator, and if we use the other stuff, we use the nitrile gloves. The good part about this is the Brite, we do have Brite tones here, but the Crystalac that we're going to be using is water-based, so you don't even have to use, like, you probably put gloves on, but...
I mean, it's safe.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to.
So...
Should we just go ahead and jump right in and show them all the different kinds? I hear you talk about them, but I haven't actually seen each individual kind and like what the differences are, so I'm curious too.
So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. This is probably going to be a pretty short live, probably one where we're going to answer questions. I'm actually not going to be doing a craft. I will take you through step by step how I did these and how they recommend you use these, things like that. So we will do that, but I'm not actually going to be making something on this live because with these different types, with like the Crystalac, for example, you do 1 coat and you have to wait for 2 hours to let it dry, and you have to do multiple coats on your tumblers for this.
Right.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Let's do it. Shayna is asking about others in the home. Is it safe for them? I mean,
I would say the Crystalac, yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want it in reach of like if you have babies and stuff, like you're going to want to be safe in that way.
Right.
But I mean, the smell, you can't smell it. I mean, there's no fragrance.
So these are the 3 tumblers that I made, and we can go overhead and show them. These are the 3 tumblers that I made with the different types. This one doesn't have anything on it yet. It's still not, I mean, it's cured, but it still needs about 12 more hours it's hardened, but I did a second coat on it yesterday evening, so it still needs a few more hours to be an official, like, full cure. So we'll talk about all 3 of these, and I'll talk about what I used for each of them. So for this one right here, this was the first one that I made for this video, and I actually was on so I used the Crystalac, the Grand Finale Fast Dry Tumbler Coat in the High Gloss. Now this is one that I actually had to sign up for text messaging to be able to get my hands on this, because I feel like it stays sold out all the time. So the Crystalac has a store, and you'll buy it online. Anyway, I am obsessed with this coating for tumblers. Absolutely obsessed.
Is this, so this is just me asking, is this considered resin? Or is it just a totally different thing?
This is actually an epoxy-free, water-based coating.
Okay,
so
coating.
It's technically not resin.
It's not even resin.
It's not resin.
Okay.
So really and truly, you could use these, I feel like you could use this to seal more than just a tumbler.
For sure.
Like, this is something that you could use if you, I know we always have questions like, what do we use to seal this? What do we use to seal that? I feel like this is something that could be used if you are one of those types of people that wants to seal your project. This would be a good alternative to seal projects with.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because it says it bonds to metal, glass, plastic, ceramic, fabric, and more.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's...
And the good part about, Megan just asked a question that stumped me, because
I'm Googling it, Megan, okay? Because I want to know too, because like these really are exactly like resin.
I'm pretty sure it's the polymers in the resin that adhere to each other. So, and the good thing about the Crystalac is it comes in different finishes. So this is a high gloss finish, which is what we have for this tumbler. I used a high gloss finish for this. The other one that I have is the flat matte, which y'all, I'm obsessed with. Now,
me too. I love it.
We'll go overhead. This, words are hard.
The font, the vinyl?
This vinyl that I used was a shiny vinyl. It was a glitter vinyl to begin with, so that's why it is still shiny. But this flat on this white, I'm like...
It looks good. That looks like a bridal. That's giving me bridal. Like the creamy color and the blue, like, I love it.
I'm in love with the flat, and I honestly didn't know if I would like it as much. So, yes. Now, Christy asked, would that be a good option for kids who want to start making resin-type products? So these, specifically these 2 products, you cannot cast in a mold.
Right.
You can't, this is just a coating. So this is not...
It's not like casting resin.
It's not like casting resin. It's not going to harden by itself in a mold. You can't put stuff in it. So this is... Look, let's go overhead. Like, this is, it's water-based,
yeah,
so it's super liquidy.
Okay, listen, I got the definition for resin.
Okay.
Or it's not the definition, but it says, resins are typically viscous substances that convert into rigid polymers through a curing process.
Yes.
And they're naturally occurring, but they can be made synthetically. And a lot of them are plant-based, and some of them are not plant-based.
So that's funny, because the art resin is a plant-based resin.
Okay, so that actually is
that's
resin.
why this one, the art resin, is an eco-friendly 2-part resin. Now it is the one that, this is the one that I did this cup with, and we'll go overhead. You all can see. And all of these are self-leveling, which I love.
Nice, yeah.
The self-leveling is amazing.
Yeah.
So this is a self-leveling, the art resin. Now these are small containers, because I didn't want to get big ones and then not like it.
Right.
The only thing about this is it's expensive.
And like, you paid how much for that? And it was like just that.
$30 for this.
And how many tumblers do you think you could do that size? Like 4, 3? How much have you used out of it? Half?
Half of it.
So you could get
Which I did overestimate.
Right.
I did overestimate, okay? So with the art resin, I did overestimate when I did my first coating of this, and I think I mixed together like 100 mLs of this stuff.
So you had a lot of leftover.
Which was way, way, way too much.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is, this is one of those things that you kind of have to learn. Of course, I have my silicone cup that I did my measuring in for this. The second coat that I did, I mixed together 10 mLs of each, which come out to 20 mLs, and it was like a perfect solution for like doing it in layers.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is, that's the thing. It's called Crystalac Grand Finale. Yes. Okay. So Cassandra, here we go. We're getting there. Okay. So the Crystalac company is a company. They have a lot of different, they have a whole lot of different products. So I could not get my hands on the Grand Finale High Gloss at first. So I went ahead and ordered the Brite Tones. Now, Brite Tones, if I'm not mistaken, was a product that was originally intended for coating instruments. So if you look at a guitar and most guitars have this really like high shine, beautiful finish to them. Mm-hmm. That's what this was originally set out for, is for like coating instruments. It is, we'll go overhead and I'll show you the consistency of this. And then, so this is a very, very thin consistency. A lot thinner than the Grand Finale. Like you can see the consistency is a lot different. This is a lot more watery than the Grand Finale. They specifically made the Grand Finale because they knew a lot of people were using the Brite Tones for tumblers. The good part about the Grand Finale is this has a 2-hour dry time as opposed to the Brite Tones with a 4-hour dry time. So you have to wait 4 hours in between each coat of the Brite Tones, and you have to do thinner layers. So for this tumbler specifically, I think I have like 10 layers so far.
Really?
On this tumbler. Mm-hmm.
Holy
So
moly.
that is the only downfall with the Grand Finale with this type of coating. It might not be 10. It might be 8.
And 2 hours in between?
And 2 hours in between.
So 16 hours worth of work, probably?
Pretty much.
It's going to be hard to price those if you're selling them.
So that is the only downfall.
I'm gathering links for each of these for you guys. I'm just going to plug them in for you. I can't find the Crystalac. Where did you buy it off like a weird website? Or did you buy it off the Crystalac website?
I bought it off the Crystalac website. Is it not linked below?
I don't see them, but that's okay. I am pulling them in.
Here, I can show them on, if you give me just a second.
Yeah.
I will go here. Give me just a second.
Uno momento, por favor. 16 hours of work equals no profit. You're correct, Carol. So there's going to be positives and negative things from using alternative resins. If you're really committed to being safe,
okay,
and this is the way to go, but it's going to take you a lot of time.
So this is the Crystalac store. If you literally go to Google and you type in Crystalac, not Crystal Lake, Crystalac. The Crystalac store is the first one that pops up. Here you go. If you'll click shop in the drop-down menu, so you have the tumbler products. These are all tumbler products. They have different things they have glitters, they have sealers, they have paints. The Flippin' Awesome paint I have heard is great. I have not used it. But I've heard it was really good. So if you'll go to, let's just go to tumbler products. And then your top coat, so they give you Brite Tone. They show you all of this. This is where I purchased this. Let's go on down. This is the glitter glue. I have heard the glitter glue is great too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I, once again, did not use it. I actually, with this tumbler specifically, this was kind of like a trial and error tumbler. I actually spray painted this, put my first coating of the high gloss on it, and then actually added my glitter to that high gloss.
To like the
the grand finale tumbler coating. I wouldn't probably suggest that. Y'all, it's in stock. I would, if you are wanting to try it, I would definitely go get it now because, and I did not use that much. I don't feel like for this tumbler. I feel like I could get a few tumblers out of this. Yes, no, I'm not sitting there watching this for 2 hours. Like I coat it and I go do something else.
If you've got multiple turners, you can do multiple tumblers.
Yeah, and actually after the first hour, you don't have to, once it dries, you don't have to turn it. They just want you to wait for 2 hours for a full cure.
Right.
Like it will dry itself in an hour.
Yeah.
But yes, you do have to use a tumbler turner for these, okay? I had to use a tumbler turner for all of them, so you do have to use a tumbler turner. The only, let's see, what else was I talking about?
Well, a lot of people are asking if it's dishwasher safe, and we always say handmade equals hand wash.
Yes.
Through and through.
Yes.
I mean, you can try to, but I wouldn't trust it. I mean, it's just a tumbler. Just rinse it out and wash it with hand soap. I mean, or hand wash it with soap. I wouldn't do anything crazy.
So this is, the good thing about the grand finale, it is non-yellowing. So the only downfall that I have heard about the art resin is that it has the possibility of yellowing over time. Mm-hmm. Whereas, your regular casting resin, it's non-yellowing. So
you want me to grab that cup that I have?
Yeah, go ahead and grab that cup so we can show them. Yes, I felt like I had it in front of them. Here you go. Art resin here. Grand finale flat matte here. Grand finale high gloss here. Okay?
Oop. I got this 2 years ago when I graduated school.
So this is what I mean by yellowing. Alicia, like she said, she got this 2 years ago when she graduated school. It looks beautiful. If I didn't know, I would think that was supposed to be cream.
Right, but it was white when I got it.
This is supposed to be bright white, not cream. So that's what happens with the yellowing over time if you're not careful. Mm-hmm. Okay? We have not, Michelle, we have not talked about Hyperion. That's another brand. Actually, I was in the middle of getting all of this together, doing my research. I saw where Hyperion was another option. I've just not had, it didn't come in, like I've not gotten it to test it out, but that is something that is on my radar, has been ordered, is not in yet. Yeah, because that is another one that I have heard is really good, that has closer to the grand finale consistency, but even thicker, so that you can still, it takes less coats to cover it. Right. Therefore, if you were covering glitter, you don't have to do like 12 to 15 coats of it. Yeah. But, I mean, that's completely, I don't know. We're gonna test it. We're not done testing. This is just, we are in kind of like in the middle, in the midst of it, still testing. Wanted to bring you guys what we had so far. Yeah. Answer any questions that you have. Can you use these on smaller projects like keychains, earrings, bookmarks, etc.?
I don't see why not.
April, if you're talking about just like giving it a nice coating, like I said, the grand finale adheres to, it says that it adheres to metal, glass, plastic, ceramic, fabric, and more. So, I mean, I'm all about trying it. Yeah. One thing I do want to tell you guys, if you are going to use the grand finale and you start with a blank tumbler, the reason that I have this sanding block out here is because you do have to sand your tumblers. I know it sounds crazy. Why would you sand a metal tumbler?
Every time I'm like, I don't want to.
I hate sanding a metal tumbler, but you do have to sand your metal tumbler because a lot of times what happens is it comes pre-coated, although it doesn't look like it's coated.
Right.
And how you can tell if it is pre-coated is if you will run it under some water. If the water beads up, it has a coating on it. If it just kind of streams off of it, it doesn't. I would still give it a good sand.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to sand your tumbler. These tumblers actually came from the Dollar Tree.
Those are my like new favorite item from the Dollar Tree, like the blanks. I love the size of those tumblers.
I love the size. I do. Like I was like, wow, like, because
impressed.
obviously this tumbler I used a couple Saturdays ago. Like I made it for myself and I used it. And it was just a great, like I don't know, it just felt great. It was
not
a good
huge.
size.
You can carry it around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Tammy, we have not tried triple thick. Francis, I've been trying to see. I was reading on their website. I'm gonna say hand wash or handmade is hand wash.
Always.
I don't always handmade hand wash.
You guys can ask us dishwasher questions, and we're gonna say that every single time.
Every time you ask me a dishwasher question, I'm gonna say handmade hand wash.
We don't wash anything in the dishwasher here.
I don't. If I make it, I don't wash it in the dishwasher.
Right.
So anyway, give it a good, nice coating. Now, if you spray paint your tumblers before adding the Crystalac, you are going to have to let them sit for, I think I let both of these sit for no less than 48 hours. And so this is going to take some pre-planning. If you're doing this, this is going to take some pre-planning. So if you wanted to spray them on a Friday and leave them over the weekend and come back on Monday to start coating them, that would be a good rule of thumb. Because what happens is they highly suggest that if you spray paint, the fumes on the spray paint, they want them to all like evaporate, like all of the stuff. They want it to completely dry and cure.
Yeah.
The tumblers we got from the Dollar Tree. They were $5.
I went to the Dollar Tree this morning and they have their Christmas stuff out, and it's like they got the $5 aisle, the $3 to $5 aisle, and their Christmas stuff's really cute. It's very cute this year.
Y'all, we about to get on some Dollar Tree Christmas stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But that is what I wanted to make sure you guys knew is if you're using the grand finale, you do have to, ooh, that did not sound good at all. You do have to sand your tumblers before adding that on.
Yep.
Okay. So do you have to wear a respirator? You do what is best for you and what you think is best. These don't have an odor. Do not have an odor.
No. Not at all.
Come for me if you will. I didn't even use a glove to apply these to the tumbler. I just used my finger. It was water-based.
It makes it way smoother. It makes it way smoother.
I can feel it. I feel like I got it smoother. If you are concerned for your health and your safety, use a glove. Please use a glove. I'm just telling you what I did, because after I did a coat, I went straight to the sink and washed my hands off really well.
Yes. Lindsay, if you need a supply list for boot camp, email hi@makersgonnalearn.com. That's hi@makersgonnalearn.com, and they'll get you a list for that. Boot camp's next week, by the way.
We had a lot of questions about boot camp, so if you want to, are they planning on sending out the supply list for boot camp?
I don't know if we're doing that this time. I don't know. I will say this: we've got a huge announcement on Monday for boot camp. I know we say that sometimes, but like, for real this time,
this is really big.
Like,
I wasn't gonna.
Yeah. So if y'all make sure that you all have your notifications turned on for when we go live, because Monday you're gonna want to see what we announce. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Y'all are gonna be very excited.
Yes, Nicole, wear a respirator if you're working with the art resin. I would suggest, but with the Crystalac, it is water-based and epoxy-free. You do you, boo.
Yep, that's right.
So anyway,
I guess that's it.
Back to what is boot camp? Boot camp is a week-long crafting where we bring you. We go live 3 days a week right now anyway.
Yeah.
But we're going live every single day next week, making projects, giving away stuff. We're making really cute projects for the holidays that you all could literally make the same day. It's super easy.
He's giving away an iPad for this boot camp, y'all.
What?
A Cricut, an iPad, a sublimation printer.
Get out.
Yeah, so, but y'all are probably going to have to be live to see, like, to win those things. You're going to have to be there, so.
An iPad.
I know. I was like, yeah, I would be wanting to win an iPad. Can we win an iPad?
I need an iPad. Our tumbler turners needed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna give it a level coat.
For this. To get a yes, you definitely do. You can order the respirator on Amazon.
Harbor Freight has them. That's where I get mine.
We got ours at Lowe's. It's pink.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They've got other options.
So yeah, like I said at the beginning, this is not really we're not doing a project. It's not like super in depth. We just wanted to bring this to you guys because we had been working on it so that you all have this option for tumblers. We are trying to keep this one pretty short.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to come over here and sit back down with you.
Come on back. Boot camp's at 12 p.m. on Monday. There's a lot of people asking what time to be here.
Yeah, 12 p.m. Monday. You can always, you don't have to sign up for anything. Just show up here at 12 on our YouTube channel. Once again, y'all,
Ta-da.
Sorry that we didn't have a craft, but I just really wanted to talk to you guys about what we had found.
Yeah.
I don't want to say we are, but I want to say that I'm obsessed with the grand finale products now. I am going to be trying them on everything.
Yeah.
I love it.
They just look so good. They look clean.
Yes.
Tabitha just said they're sending out an email Sunday with links to the supply list.
There you go.
So there you go.
There you go.
Problem solved. Which one would you suggest for the least amount of coats and best profit? That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
So the orange one took you like 16 hours.
Okay. So let's just say you were making, if you had other stuff to do and you set a timer and it takes 15 out. In reality, it takes you about a minute to put each coat on.
Yeah.
And then you walk away and do something else.
Yeah.
So if you were doing this like as a business standpoint and you had 3 or 4 cup turners.
Yeah.
And you were making 3 or 4 cups a day, because really and truly, like, you could prep these and I feel like you could coat them 3 or 4
and then let them sit and come back.
Yeah, every 2 hours for a day and get quite a few coats on it. The only issue is the cost of the art resin is very high.
Right.
Compared to the Crystalac not being as expensive. Now, I'll just be real honest. We are not tumbler experts here at Makers Gonna Learn. So
we make tumblers. We're just not making them constantly.
We don't make them constantly. Right. We are not experts. We are just bringing our viewers what we have found and what we have discovered and what we've researched and what we like. Once again, this is going to be an ongoing thing. Y'all know that crafting is an ongoing, ever-changing, ever-learning hobby, business. I mean, let's just talk about, we've been sublimating for a very long time.
Yeah.
Y'all, I almost caught our studio on fire the other day.
And almost again today.
Because I don't know why. I don't know if it's our oven. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like you all have heard us talk about shrink wrap.
Yeah, because we love it.
We love it.
Normally,
but it's been very inconsistent with us here recently.
Like, I just don't think an oven would have the issue of getting too hot if it was broken. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've heard of it.
Like, it's getting way too hot when you said
I don't know.
It's so weird.
But I made that whole point to say that this is an ever-changing, ever-evolving, ever-growing.
We may change our mind.
We're going to bring that to you once we figure it out.
Exactly.
This is what we do every day. We test things out. If we like something better, then we're going to bring it to you and tell you.
Exactly.
So you all we don't like the toxicity of resin, so here is your alternative.
Yep.
My advice, if I had to choose between art resin and, this is for coating tumblers, if I had to choose between art resin and Grand Finale, it would be Grand Finale.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Cheaper.
It's a little cheaper. I like I like the feel of it a little bit better.
It comes off of your hands, right? It just washes right off.
It just washes right off. I personally hate the feel of resin. I don't know. That's just a personal thing, I guess.
Yeah, no, I hate it too. And you can't get it off for anything.
Yep. Have I tried the Mod Podge resin? No, I have not. We'll add it to our list.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had that.
Resin and epoxy is the same thing, right?
I think so. I'm sure there's some difference.
It's epoxy resin. So there's different types of epoxy because, like, for example, my dad was a caulker. He caulked. So he used, like, different types of epoxy when it comes to caulking. So, no, epoxy coating.
So there's epoxy coating and casting resin.
Okay.
So so UV resin, I'm assuming, would fall into casting resin.
We'll get back to you on that question.
We'll follow up. We'll have another live about that.
We will follow up.
No UV light. We don't use
No UV light.
Nope. That's only for UV resin.
Sherry says she loves the Mod Podge resin, no smell, but she still uses the mask.
We have a fire extinguisher. We have a couple in here.
We do. We have a fire extinguisher right there, but the fire extinguisher the other day was my hand.
You did a good job. Firefighter Lauren, you did a great job.
My hand put the fire out. I didn't get burned, y'all. I had a fire-resistant glove on, and it wasn't that big.
I'm hoping that we have a blooper reel so you guys can really see Lauren put that fire out because she was so composed you wouldn't even know there was anything on fire.
No, and I did try to save the project. I seriously tried to save the project.
You really did? You left it in there?
I did. I left it in there. I still kept sublimating, y'all. There is no mixing with Grand Finale. It comes in the bottle, pre-mixed for you. Nothing else you have to do. Put it on your tumbler.
Yep.
Add it to your stuff. Was there any bubble issues? Grand Finale, no. Art resin, I did take a lighter to it to pop some bubbles.
Okay, so that works. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Art resin is more of a real resin, though, too. It's just a natural
It's
base.
more of a non-toxic, natural, lower, it has what is the low, let me grab it. It's like VSOs.
Viscosity?
No, VOCs.
Oh, okay.
Like, I guess that's the smell, like the stuff in it.
Okay.
But anyway.
All right.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, before we go.
Because we have a lot to do, and we still wanted to be present for you guys, bring you all of this information. So yeah, we cannot wait to see you guys for boot camp. If you make sure to our fall sale. We still have our fall sale going on, $30 off membership. If you are wanting to jump in on membership, make sure you do that.
Monday would be a really good day to join membership too. I'm gonna just say that. If you're not a member yet and you want to become a member, Monday's a good day. I would pick Monday if I was you.
I would pick Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait for Monday. Anyway.
All right. Well, we will see y'all Monday for boot camp. We'll see you guys there.
Sounds